Okay, we're here with Jason Russo from Haddonfield. He's the girls' coach down there. He started in 2017 as the head coach, even though he was assistant before that. They've won the last two Group Two championships, and they since 2019 they've been on the podium, the top six in the meet of champions since then. So he's got a great, a bunch of years going here, and he's got another young team. So welcome, and I'm going to go right into the first question. How much time do you give the kids off after spring track?
As soon as they're done their last race, I ask them to take 2 weeks off. And what I ask is that first week that they're off, I ask them to be off, really not do much of anything. Sit on the couch, be a kid, legs up, try not to do any sports, be lazy. And that second week, I really try to emphasize run if you want to. So if you're feeling itchy, like I want to go out and run, go ahead and run. You're not training, but go ahead and run. And just be prepared though, because when that second week is over and when we kind of start training, we're back into it. So just mentally make sure that you're feeling like, if you need to take that second week completely off, then take it off. But I do have some athletes from time to time that'll say, like, I need to do something. Okay, well then go out for a run, however much you feel like you need to do. And we'll start training the week after, but pretty much 2 weeks.
All right, so how many days when you start meeting as a group, and if you've gone to meet a champions or nationals and everything, there's a good chance that those 2 weeks take you right into July and probably right about when you start meeting. How many days a week do you meet? And is it morning or is it evening?
Um, so we collectively as a team, as a whole team unit, meet twice a week. I think there are smaller groups that are running together multiple times, more than twice a week. But we're kind of there just as coaches and athletes, gathering and checking in twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. What we do is we usually do Tuesday night and Thursday morning. And the thought process there is a lot of our kids, as with many of these kids, are going down to the shore over the weekend. And I found that if we go Tuesday night and we go Thursday morning, we kind of give them as big a window to be out of town as possible, where they're not rushing home Monday night to be home for a Tuesday morning practice. And then if they can hang around Thursday morning, and then as soon as Thursday morning is done, they're right back down the shore again. I think we cast a bigger net by doing it that way.
Excellent. Once you guys start meeting again, how does training evolve from the start of that summer to September? When I say September, I mean first day of school.
um you know we really just kind of, I believe strongly in that there's a lot of success to be had from any of your runners by just some consistent running, building up runs, and making sure that there aren't any unscheduled time off. So we really start very slowly. We build up gradually. I give the athletes a choice of like 5 to 6 days a week that they're running. We're really not doing many workouts as we're into July and August. If anything, we're learning how the group runs together. Changing the dynamics of the group with new athletes coming into one running group or moving in to a different running group. That the runs are a little bit more spirited because they're excited to see each other, and that naturally turns into maybe one day a pressed run or a tempo run or something along those lines. But there's not a lot of workouts that we're doing. We'll do some hill reps, hill sprints, some short sprints up a hill at the end of our run or in the middle of our run, and we'll do some strides, but not a lot of workouts. We focus more so on just building that base, getting in the runs consistently, slowly building up as the weeks go by, and trying to get as many consecutive weeks of running and plan training in as possible.
Do you know how like the NJSIA says we can start training every day, like August, we'll say 20, 21, 22, it's different each year. Is that when you start workouts a little bit more, is when you get that everyday activity?
So our athletes, for as long as I can remember, go away to Running Works camp.
Okay.
I think it's that second week in August. So they go to that Running Works camp, and I think that's kind of like the first, like, boom, they've gone to camp and they're doing workouts there at camp. And it is what it is. I'm not too worried about the success that they have in those workouts. I'm more worried about them being at camp and bonding as a team. But when they come back from camp, we're officially in season. We're starting, and once I know that they've kind of recovered from that camp, you're right. That's when we kind of start getting in some workouts and primarily tempo runs and moving eventually into some of our higher importance workouts like the VO2 max or maybe even a little bit of critical velocity.
And they'll be after school starts or before?
Um, Most likely, we have that 2 week that 2 weeks from or a week and a half really from when they come back to camp to when school starts. And I think we dabble in a little bit of workouts there, but I think there's a large part of transitioning into the start of the school year and adjusting to those new stresses and that new routine. So to be honest with you, we probably aren't really getting into workouts until school has started, and
Okay.
that's probably when we've started doing 2 or 3 workouts a week.
Yeah.
But up to that point, it's just going for runs and maybe a little bit more spirited of a run or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
something that would be considered a tempo or maybe just slightly slower than that.
Exactly.
I call it
Exactly.
tempo plus 20 sometimes,
Sure.
few seconds a mile. How important is the summer to your season?
I really going back to that idea of, just that building up gradually is so helpful in preparing them for the work that we're going to do in September, October, November, because I feel like once we're in school, once the season has started, it's let's go. It's time to go. We're getting ready for races. We are doing workouts more frequently, and having that base there, having that running under their belt that they've done over the summer, I think has helped them put themselves in position where they're strong enough and just prepared to handle the little bit of extra work that we start getting in September, October, November. So I really stress to them, that summer work is preparing you. I know a lot of people like to use the phrase of, you're adding gas to the gas tank. And when September starts, hopefully their gas tanks are filled with miles that they've done over the course of the summer. And, once the season has started, it's not so much, we're replacing a little bit of gas, but we're probably using more gas than we're replacing over the course of the season. And just having as many of those miles there as possible over the summer, just in my mind, helps our average runner just be more successful over the course of the entire season.
Good. So, how do you create your team culture?
You know, Creating a team culture, I can't answer that because honestly, the Bakers created the team culture in Haddonfield. What Nick and Maureen and to some degree Courtney have done with just making distance running such an incredible sport in Haddonfield. That culture has been there as long as the Bakers have been there. And I walked into that culture. So, to create that culture, I can't take any credit for it.
So how do you keep that culture?
Yeah. So that's more so what I'm doing is, the athletes just kind of feed off of each other. The leaders, the seniors of the team are expecting that they'll work hard and expecting that their teammates are going to work hard. They're expecting success. And, for me as the coach, I look at it more as like I'm a guide. So I'm trying to feel out from them. What are your goals? What do you want to do this season? This is your team. So what do you want to do? Let me know that. And then it's my job to try to guide you there, to try to get you there. But I really put ownership on the athletes and in particular, the older athletes of the team. And, fortunately, what we see is that the older athletes of the team, because of the culture that they've been a part of when they were freshmen, it just keeps passing on to the younger kids and they just keep seeing it. And I'm just a part of the machine now that the Bakers kind of created. And I like I said, I'm just trying to guide them and not mess around with it too much, because then I'd have to create something new.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck this season, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.